So, please state your name, your organizational affiliation, and where your base is.
Okay, my name is Halima Olufemi. I'm with the Malcolm X Grassroots movement in Jackson, Mississippi.
As one of the lead organizers on the campaign to free the Scott sisters, please share your opinion why Mississippi Governor Haley Barbour gave a parole instead of granting the sisters a full pardon.
I believe that Haley Barbour granted a suspended sentence. First of all, let me say that we did some research in our office and found that Haley Barbour does normally grant suspended sentences first and then offer pardons later on. In the case of Jamie and Gladys, that was no different, but I believe that he released them based on the fact of not that he was trying to be humane, not that he feels like they were innocent, but he's made several mistakes in the past couple of weeks, well, past couple of years, I would guess, and these things have led to a lot of negative press. I think that he saw this as a great opportunity to touch the black community by allowing them to go free. I think that the pressure that we applied at the rally on the 15th of September, not only us, but pressure has been applied, throughout the years, but that the culminating factor was September the 15th. We saw that after that rally, their case was instantly taken to the parole board. The parole board went in and started doing their investigation, and the pressure was there. The state was watching, the nation was watching, and he had to do something. I think that he was able to disguise the fact that he wasn't doing it because he thought they were actually innocent by highlighting how much it was costing the state. And so basically he said, well, look, people, this is an easy compromise. Let's let them go. And then this should help my ratings.
So what do you see as the next steps to ensure that the Scott sisters are pardoned?
I think that we have to have the continued support. Jamie and Gladys have supporters all over this country, all over the nation, all over the world. We need to make sure that people continue to understand that the fight is not over. We need people to recognize that even though they are not behind bars anymore, they are innocent, and we should fight for their innocence. One thing that we're doing is a demonstration April the 1st. It's a celebration, but it's also a demonstration that's highlighting the fact that they should be totally vindicated. Right now, they are still seen as property of MDLC. So we have to just get people to continue to support their freedom, their overall freedom.
Great. So in your opinion, how was the case of the Scott sisters an example of racism of the prison industrial complex in Mississippi and in the U.S. in general?
When I think about the case of Jamie and Gladys Scott, I recognize, first of all, that if I give an example, if this had been two white women that had gone, and in the same instance they had been accused of a robbery that only netted approximately $11. If they had, there was no evidence found that there was any physical harm done to anyone. If the people had gotten on the stand and said that, well, they had nothing to do with it, then these white young women, basically, they actually would never have gone to trial. So we recognize that there's a double standard when it comes to color in this system, just automatically. But as it relates to, more specifically, I think that we tend to highlight the plight of black men often. Black men in the prison system, or just black men in general. These are two young women that were mothers. They were mothers taken away from their families. And if we go back in history, of if we were to look at the slave trade, recognizing how mothers were always taken from their children, we see that in the case of the Scott sisters. We see that all this is a modern day lynching. we recognize that within MDLC, they're still property. We're still property. Fighting for their release, even upon their release, they're still property. I think that this is the main focus of racism in general. When you recognize that you're still property, I think that MDLC, I think that the state of Mississippi, and I think the empire as a whole always looks at us as being owned. And so this case highlights the fact that no matter what, these people will always look at us as being theirs.
Great. So please share with our audience how people can get involved in efforts to support the Scott sisters.
One thing that we can do, and I keep highlighting the April 1st demonstration, we want all people to continue to support Jamie and Gladys like they did in September of last year. We would like for people to come out, do town hall meetings. We would like all the schools to get involved. We want colleges, we want high schools, we want all churches, anybody that can get involved that can help in any kind of way, providing buses, providing petitions like we did earlier. Financial support is very important. We want people to continue to stay active. Right now we're mobilizing, making sure that we get everything together for April 1st. You can send financial donations to Jamie and Gladys. You would make checks and money orders payable to the Scott Sister Support Fund. That is P.O. Box 31762, Jackson, Mississippi 39286. If you want more information, a packet on how to get town halls set up in your area and what you would need to do to get here in April, you can call us at 601-353-4455. And basically just believe in their innocence and help us get them free.
Great. So on behalf of the Black Agenda Report, I would like to thank you for your time.
No problem.